Peace. What's going on, everybody? Give everybody a chance to tune on in before I start building on the topic for the day. Hopefully, everybody is having a wonderful Tuesday thus far. Staying healthy, staying out of the way, staying positive, peaceful, productive, powerful, all of those good things, man. So give y'all a chance to tune on in before we really start building and chopping it up in regards to the topic for the day. Nigel, peace. What's going on with you, my brother? How you holding up, man? How you living on this wonderful Tuesday? Magic Realms, peace. Montel, Hertz 187. How y'all living? How y'all feeling? Louisiana, my brother, what's going on with you? How we living on this positive Tuesday? Really though, peace. What's going on with you? Montel, man, appreciate it. I actually got this from a brother on YouTube. Once he pops up on here, I'm gonna let y'all know who it is so y'all can support the brother. Pinnacle of Self, peace. What's going on with you, fam? Lindell, peace. What's going on, man? How y'all holding up on this wonderful Tuesday, man? Like I said, hopefully all the energy is positive and powerful. That's the only way. It's the only way to live. It's positively and powerfully. It's the only way. Magic Realms always got to do that, man. That's refinement. We always got to practice refinement. And like I said in my video yesterday, we also got to focus on adding on. So when we eliminate, we also got to focus on what we need to add on as well. So definitely got to cleanse, man. Definitely got to do that practice refinement. Nigel, most definitely. You already know it. Louisiana, you there? You already there, man. You already there. You already there. You doing exactly what you need to be doing, man. You already there. Living out that purpose. Andronicus, peace. What's going on? Like I said, man, we just try and keep this energy positive. Oh, Montel, no doubt, man. That's the only way to live, man. Only way to live. Got to speak that positivity into existence. So even when life is not really favorable, you still got to speak. Still got to speak that power into your life. Still got to speak that positivity and peace into your life. Even though your situation and circumstance may be unfavorable, you still got to speak that positivity into your life. Got to do it. Got to speak that into yourself. If you don't do it, nobody else will. It's nobody else's responsibility to make sure you are positive and at peace and productive and balanced and centered. It's nobody else's job. Nobody else's job at all. The wife is in the building, y'all. Y'all say peace to the wife. Andronicus, most definitely. Power is in the tongue, man. Power is in the words. Power is in the thoughts. Power is in the mind. Fungi, what's going on with you? That's where all the power resides. That's where the power originates from. That's where all the power originates from. The mind, the thought, the words. It's where everything stems from. It's the foundation of everything, man. So it's best to have powerful and positive and healthy thoughts, words, and all that good stuff, man. Because again, like I said, that's the origin of everything in existence. Those thoughts, those words. Think it, write it down. Think it, write it down. It's great when you see it on paper, when you see it written down, man. So take those thoughts and manifest them and put them on a paper and look at it on a daily basis. Magic Realms, no doubt. No doubt. That's essentially what I'm talking about. Hence why, of course, they call it spelling and whatnot. So we got to use that to our advantage. Use that to our advantage when it comes to just manifesting and bringing things into existence. Nero, peace. What's going on with you? Jay, what's going on with you, my brother, man? You know everything is powerful, peaceful, centered, balanced, productive my way. You already know. King Grady, what's going on with you, my brother? Louisiana, Louisiana asked that good question. You say, I worked in banks before, should take on limiting government control over our money. I'm asking just in case they remove dollar bills completely, which the dollar bill pretty much is essentially worthless now. It's been that way for some years. And we get into that point where everything is about to be cashless. As far as limiting the government control, at the end of the day, that's where I come in and say we need to really focus on building our own form of currency. As Black people, as original people, I feel like we really need to come together and establish our own source, our own form of currency. I really feel like that is important. But the dollar bill is really on its way out, man. I really see that happening in the near future, where everything is about to become cashless. I definitely see that happening in the very near future, man, because they've been talking about it for a minute. Hence, one of the reasons why I left the banking industry, because I saw it coming and wanted to get ahead of the curve. I was in some meetings where they talked about that, man. So it's about to get real heavy out here in regards to the cashless society with the cashless branches and whatnot. So that's about to get real. It's about to get real in the field in the next few years. So I just wanted to go ahead and get up out the game before, you know how they do it. We the first ones out the door. So before they got the chance to eliminate me, I left. So things about to get real when it comes to currency. Like I said, they want to wipe out the middle class. So it's only going to be the rich and the poor class. So it's a lot of situations like that that's about to pop off and just kind of make everything just worse and create that turmoil amongst the people. So we got to get ready, man. And that's where unification is about to be heavy, because like I said, we're going to have to create our own systems almost by force. Thunder Scorpion, what's going on with you, my brother? Justin, peace. What's going on with you? Making sure everybody's in the proper headspace, man. And that's why I kind of titled this video, Let Go and Let Nature. And sometimes it's okay to not be in control. One of the main reasons why I titled the video as such, y'all know the religious saying, people say let go and let God, but I said let go and let nature. Basically saying let nature run its course. All you need to really focus on is planting the proper seeds mentally. That's really all you need to focus on. Once you plant the proper seeds mentally, you need to learn how to let things go. See, a lot of times we are too impatient. We want things to happen overnight and we try to force things. We try to be too in control of situations, circumstances, environments, etc., etc. When at times it's best to just let things go and let nature run its course. Hence why I titled the video as such. So we need to really start practicing patience. And part of practicing patience is understanding that things will unravel according to the seeds that you plant. So you just got to trust and know in yourself, knowing the power of yourself, knowing the power of your words and your thoughts. When you plant the proper seeds, then you got to, if you trust yourself, then you know everything is going to reflect the seeds that you are planting. So why are you trying to force it? Why are you trying to rush the process? It's going to unravel. It's going to flow in due time. You just got to let nature run its course, man. And that's essential. The moment you start trying to force things and try to make things happen overnight that shouldn't be rushed in the first place, you going against nature. And we know what happens when people try to control and dictate nature. We see it on the outside world. We see it externally. When these scientists try to corrupt and control and dictate nature, you see what happens. You see the destruction that causes. Same applies to self. When you try to go against nature, the natural flow, and when you try to go against letting nature run its course, it leads to disaster. So you trying to rush something instead of letting it come naturally, organically. So we end up modifying it. You know, when they modify something to increase the shelf life, like that's what we doing, man. We need to stop genetically modifying things, man. We just need to let things happen organically and naturally. That's what we need to do. That is what we need to do. When you plant those proper seeds, man, everything is going to flow according to that. Everything is going to unravel according to that. Swag, most definitely. And that's why I say sometimes just let it go. And that's what they tell you, even when it comes to like just manifestation, they tell you when you do your visualization exercises and all of that type of good stuff, and you doing your affirmations, they tell you If you're doing it for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, they tell you after that 10, 20 minutes, they say, let it go. Let it go. And all the answers that you need will come to you. But you don't supposed to sit around thinking about the answers to the answers to the questions that you need. Answers. So you're supposed to just sit there, do your exercises, your visualization, affirmations, your meditation, all of that good stuff. And once it's done, it's done. You let it go. You go about your day. You go about your day. And when you're going about your day, the answers will reveal themselves. But a lot of times we stress ourselves out and we just sit around all day thinking about the answers to these questions instead of letting the answers come to you naturally, because that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. So stop trying to force it. Stop stressing yourself out, man. When you plant the proper seeds, trust in that process. I'm planting the proper seeds, so everything that I need will come to me based off of the seeds that I'm planting. You keep trying to rush it, that means you're not trusting yourself. You don't know about the power that's within self. So you got to trust in yourself. Got to trust in yourself. Notice I'm not saying believe. You must trust and know. Those are the two words that we're dealing with. Yeah, Magic Realms, y'all hear me say that all the time. The only thing that comes with force is resistance. Only thing. That is the only thing that comes from force and with force. Resistance. That's it. That's it. That's the only thing you're going to get with force. It's the only thing. Resistance. That is it. That is what complements force. Resistance. So stop trying to force things, man. Stop trying to do it. It is okay to not be in control. Matter of fact, sometimes that's what's best. We like to feel like, and it's more so an ego thing, man. We like to feel so in control. We like to dictate the way that we move and the way our lives turn out. But at the end of the day, man, nature got you. Nature got you. Just trust. Trust yourself. Trust yourself. Oh, Khalil, my brother, man, listen, this is one of the most powerful concepts you can ever learn. But again, repetition and consistency. So again, as we say these things, we must do it and practice it consistently on a daily basis. So a lot of times we know these things, but we don't practice them on a daily basis, on a consistent basis. So that's part of the problem as well, just not practicing things consistently. So we know these things, man. A lot of this is common sense, common knowledge, but we don't practice it consistently. So we got to make it a habit of putting these theories, putting these phrases, putting these concepts into motion consistently. And again, as I'm talking to y'all, I'm talking to myself. Yeah, we always must take that break and go inward. It's a time and a place for everything. It's a season for everything. Again, like I just talked about in the last video, I told people don't get overly obsessed with cleansing and removing things. That's beneficial, but I got a book right here. It's called Clean. I read this book. I'm gonna let y'all see this book, man. I like to bring books to the surface, but this book is called Clean, and it deals with how to detox properly. But I read this book like 10 plus years ago, and I was just going back reviewing the notes, my highlights and whatnot. And one of the things that it brought back to my attention, again, something I already knew, but it brought it back to the surface. It talked about the detoxification process and how when we overly focus on cleansing, what happens is if we don't have anything to neutralize the toxins that are exiting the bloodstream, meaning healthy foods, alkaline forming foods, if we don't have anything to neutralize the acidic foods, then when we detox, when we cleanse, it can actually increase the toxicity within us. So again, a lot of people don't know how to properly cleanse and detox. You got to have something to neutralize the toxins that are leaving the bloodstream. So that's why sometimes people do things like fruit fast, fruit cleanses, smoothie cleanses, smoothie fast, because essentially when you are removing the toxins, you are replenishing the body with the essential nutrients. That's as important as eliminating the toxins. So a lot of times we overly focus on eliminating the toxins, eliminating what's negative. But how many times do we really focus on adding what's positive, adding what's beneficial, adding what's healthy? That is as important. That is as important as removal. So again, it's a season. It's a time for detoxing, but it's a time to replenish, add on, addition. It's a time for that. So just as much time as that we spend on focusing on eliminating, we got to spend that same amount of time focusing on adding on, replenishing. That's as important as detoxing. So a lot of times, again, people come to me say, man, I need to detox, I need to cleanse. You also need to add on and replenish. That's as important. So a lot of people don't understand the science behind how to really cleanse themselves. It's bigger than just eliminating toxins. It's bigger than just eliminating toxic people from your life. It's bigger than that. It's bigger than that. And I'm gonna give y'all another example. In this other book that I'm reading, it gave me some more insight on this matter, on this subject. It's another book right here, 80-10-10 diet. It's another good book, but it provided some insight in regards to what I'm talking about as well. It's crazy how things line up, you know. Some just told me to grab this book and review my notes, and then I'm reading this book and it correlates. So it's crazy how everything tends to line up, man. Again, when you plant the proper seeds, how the messages just come to you. But in this book, it talked about just working a job that's making you unhappy. But then you have this professional goal that you are striving towards. So just by merely eliminating the job or quitting the job does not lead to one feeling fulfilled. Yes, it removed the stress that you were enduring working that toxic job. But just merely quitting the job doesn't lead to happiness and peace because you are not fulfilled professionally. So that's another good analogy, man. A lot of times we talk about the job, how the job stressed me out, how I need to quit the job. Okay, yeah, you quit the job, but if you don't have anything else to do after the job is quit that's fulfilling, then you're not necessarily going to be at peace or happy or satisfied. You must have something to replace the job in which you just quit that'll be more fulfilling. So again, we tend to overly focus on removing, exiting, eliminating, but you got to have something to neutralize it and to balance it out, to replenish it. So that's another analogy that I got out of this book, man. So again, it's funny how everything correlates. So don't just focus on eliminating, removing yourself from a situation. You also got to focus on what you're going to replenish it with. So when you remove this toxic person from your life, who is somebody positive that you can add on? You got to add some you got to have some positive people in what we call a cipher, in your inner circle. So if you got toxic people that you hanging around, you remove them, and you still need that satisfaction, that social satisfaction, then you got to find some positive people to build with. Got to find those positive people to build with. So that's something that you must focus on, man. I'm real big on just replenishing, adding on in addition, man. Again, we subtract, we can do that, we can eliminate, we can block, we can do all of that type of stuff, man. But again, add on, scoring, like we got to do that type of stuff, man. We got to focus on that too. Terenzo, what's going on? Thunder Scorpion, what they say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it type deal. But sometimes we create problems where there is no problem. So I'm going to go ahead and put that up on the screen, my brother Thunder Scorpion. Trust the process. We always want to fix what isn't broken. This also goes into attempting to fix others, controlling. Like I said, man, we be creating problems out of situations that ain't even problematic. Like, just look at the problem in that, man. Like a lot of times, man, we just creating problems where there is no problem. And wonder why we stressed out, man, because again, we creating these problems internally. Everything is a reflection of your perception, man. Your perception controls everything, man. So a lot of times we creating these problems. Problem wouldn't exist if we didn't look at it as a problem. So again, you could just shift your paradigm, shift your perspective to solve the problem. Oh, Khalil, man, most definitely. Again, like I said, man, if it was easy, everybody would be at peace. You know, the whole world would be peaceful. So again, it's difficult. It's difficult. It's a challenge, but that gives me more reason to embrace it. Simply because it's difficult, simply because it's a challenge. More the reason to embrace it. She got the she donated all sevens. Y'all know that's the number of God around here, the 7. Y'all already know it. Terenzo, what Terenzo, you say we need to focus on both what's broken and not broken, as strange as this reads, because people are breaking things psychologically that affects everyone. I mean, the way I see it, again, it's like duality. For the most part, we meant it, like, just from the perception, we label things broken, not broken, when in reality, things are not even that. Like, everything is neutral. Our perception brings things into existence. So when we acknowledge something and refer to it as broken, that don't necessarily mean that it's actually broken. When we say that it's not broken, that don't mean that it's not actually not broken. These things are neutral. These things are neutral. Our perception creates the reality. So when you just look at things as is, then we need to operate from that foundation, man. Just look at things as they are, not how we want them to be. And I feel like we need to do that more. Just look at things as they actually are. Just look at things as they actually are. We need to realize that reality. We need to realize and start looking at things as they actually are, not what we want them to be. That's when you become more powerful, man. A lot of times we look at things through a distorted lens. We look at the world how we feel the world should be, not how the world actually is. So when the world doesn't operate according to this vision that we have for it, then we get angry, we get upset. Well, you attach to a false reality. The world don't operate how you want it to operate. World don't function how you want it to function. The world gonna function how it wants to function. People are going to move how they want to move. You can't control that. So why are you trying to control that? Why are you trying to control that? Why are you getting upset at the way that the world is outside of self? You should not let that upset you, because you lack all type of control over that, which is what Thunder Scorpion was talking about. We try to control others. And sometimes we do it like directly and indirectly. Whether we come out directly and try to control people, but indirectly, we may be analyzing how people move. And in our minds, we like saying that they should have moved this way. They should have moved that way. That's that indirect control. Like in our minds, we scoping out a person's life and we feel like they made mistakes and they should have moved this way. Why are you so concerned with how somebody else is moving? Why are you wasting that time? Like that, the time you spending analyzing somebody else's life and moves is time that you could be spending analyzing your own life in regards to the moves that you make it to further your progress. So stop wasting all that time analyzing somebody else's life and their movement, their motion, their wisdom. Stop doing that. Stop doing that, man. You wasting valuable time in regards to your own progress and the progress of your universe. Joey the Serpent, peace. What's going on with you? King Grady, 2 books that I brought up. I'll bring them both back up to the screen. Clean. This book is called Clean, Remove, Restore, Rejuvenate. The revolutionary program to restore the body's natural ability to heal itself. That was book number 1. Book number 2 that I'm breaking down right now, the 80-10-10 diet. The 80-10-10 diet. 2 solid books. Clean, I read that about 10 plus years ago. The 80-10-10 diet I'm currently reading. I'm like on page 50. I'm like halfway through the joint. Very solid book. He talks about being fruitarians by nature. That's what the 80-10-10 is about. And he talks about a diet that's high in carbs, 80% carbs, 10% fat, 10% protein. So he real big on consuming your fruits. That's what the 80-10-10 book is about. When I get finished with it, I may do like a review on it in regards to the info that's in it. It's some good information in the book thus far. D Monty, most definitely. You say great build. I can relate. My issue is focusing on the finish line, and I'm still in second gear. I'm getting your point. Most definitely. And they say this. That's some business advice. So I know why you're doing that. They say begin with the end in mind. So a lot of business professionals gonna tell you to do that. They're gonna say focus on the end goal. I say embrace the process. I say embrace the process. Fall in love with the process. When you fall in love with the process, you embrace the process. Listen, the way the ending needs to, the way you need to end is the way that you will end. When you embrace the process, when you focus on the process. No need to overly obsess with the end. All you got to do is plant the seed. You know, when I took my certification for personal training, that was a complicated exam. All I did was write on a calendar on the day that I had scheduled to take the exam. All I did was write, pass the exam on that day. That's the finish line. That's the end goal. I did not overly obsess with that end goal. Once I wrote it down on that calendar that I passed it on that day before I took it, I just started falling in love with the process. Study. Not once did I think about that actual day until the day approached, until the day actually got there. Then I was like, okay, it's game time. But during the whole time that I'm studying, I wasn't focused on the finish line. I wasn't focused on the day where I actually had to take the exam. And I maneuvered through college the same way. I never stressed about a test. I just fell in love with the process. I mastered the process. So when it was test time, even if they hit me with a pop quiz, I was already prepared because I fell in love with the process of studying. So you can never catch me off guard because I fell in love with the process. So I mastered how to take their test, man, because we know they construct their tests a certain type of way. So I mastered it by falling in love with the process, and the process was studying, memorizing. That was the process, and I fell in love with it and mastered it. So that's all you got to do. When you master the process, everything has a formula. Everything has ingredients. Everything has a process. When you fall in love with that, you good. You good. Everything that's supposed to happen for you will happen. D Monty, hey, to me, there is no easy way to learn. There is no easy way. There is no hard way. Learning is learning, like you said. There is no easy learning. There is no hard learning. It's just learning. Again, that's perception. We control that. You ain't learning nothing the hard way. You're not learning nothing the easy way. You just learn it. You just learning. That's it. We just need to eliminate the easy and the hard. Learning is learning. We learn all different types of ways, man. So we ain't got to label it easy. We ain't got to label it hard. Label it just what it is. Learn it. You can extract the lesson from anything. So it's all learning at the end of the day. Kurt Sr., peace. What's going on? I recommend a blender to start off with, but essentially you want to get both. But I recommend the blender though for smoothies. You know, the juicer, you just juice it. So for smoothies, that's a blender. But when it comes to a juicer, that's just you getting a juice. That's when you juice it, like making that orange juice, you know, the celery juice and all that type of stuff, man. So for a smoothie, that's a blender. You need a blender for that. Yeah, magic rims, polarity. Exactly. Polarity, duality, all of that. Unconditional willing. Yep. The present moment is the only place for true creation. If you're trying to control, you already lost control. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. And that's why I tell people, man, just stop stressing. Stop stressing, man. Just let it go, man. When you plant the seed, and it don't take long to plant those seeds. All you need is like 10 minutes. Just plant those seeds for 10 minutes to start your day, man, and then let it go. Drop it. Boom. You spoke that positivity into existence, man. Now let it go. Everything that you need gonna come to you according to the seeds that you planted, man. So just let it go. Stop stressing about it. Stop stressing about it, man. If you need to increase your income, man, just plant the seeds. Plant the seeds every morning and let it go. Don't stress about where you're gonna get the funds from. It's gonna come to you. It's gonna come to you, man. Just plant the seeds, let it go. The moment that you don't let it go and you overly obsess and stress over it, then that's when you're gonna create the problem. That's when you're gonna create the toxic environment, the inner environment. That's when you start becoming unhealthy, when you obsess and stress. Magic rims, man. Yep. Yeah, the subconscious mind is a very powerful tool. Just both minds are powerful tools. Both minds are very powerful tools. Very powerful tools, man. And we just gotta quit underestimating the power of both minds. All Lindell, no doubt. Always got to be mindful, man, who you let on the ship. Always got to be mindful who you let in that inner circle. Always got to be mindful. Always got to be mindful, man. You got to protect that energy when it comes to just allowing people in your life. Got to protect it. Got to protect that energy. Got to protect that peace. Got to protect the energy, got to protect the peace, man. That's crucial. Lorenzo, no doubt about it being the top of our heads, exactly. Because that's where it stems from, that mind. Joey the Serpent. Yep. When adversity comes, you got to be big. There's baptism within the fire. No doubt about it, man. You got to be big, man. When with the adversity, them obstacles, those tribulations, those ups and downs, hills and valleys, all of that good stuff, man. You got to come up big, man. Got to be able to perform under what they call pressure. Got to. Louisiana, man. And again, a lot of people are very closed-minded and they closed off to the wrong things. So they open their minds up. They open their minds up to like nonsense, man, to toxicity, to negative information, to negativity. See, they open the mind up for that, but then they close the mind to the positivity, to the powerful information, to the healthy information. I'm sure we all know people that reflect those sentiments. They closed-minded when you come around them striving to talk about what's healthy, what's positive, what's powerful, what's peaceful, the mind is closed. But when you start gossiping, talking about negativity, toxic foods and all of that, now the mind is open. So we got a lot of that out here, man. People they closed off to the positivity, to the health information, to the power, but they open their mind up to the toxicity, to the negativity, to the gossip. Back and forth, man, just the nonsense, the ignorance. That's what they open the mind to. That's ridiculous. Got to stop doing that, man. Open your mind up to what's positive, peaceful, healthy, productive. That's what you need to open your mind up to. Swag yourself. Again, no doubt. Like they say, you are who you hang with, so be the leader. Get a good, clean circle. And listen, I'd rather be isolated than hang around a bunch of artificial and negative people. So if I got to be isolated for an extended period of time, I opt for that, opposed to just hanging with people just for the sake of hanging with people, just to say I got friends, just to say I got an inner circle. I'd rather isolate myself and be solo dolo, man, instead of doing that. I'm not about to be entertaining phonies and artificial people just for the sake of having friends and having a social life. It ain't that important to me. It ain't that important to me, man. You got to be a certain type of individual for me to be socializing with you on a consistent basis. So I'm not about to just be socializing with people just for the sake of socializing, just to say I'm socializing. That's not happening. It's not happening. I'd rather be isolated. As Zero say, I'd rather be one deep than do that. Yeah, Louisiana, I'm not comparing myself. I'm not in competition with anybody. I'm not in competition with anybody, so I don't compare my life to anybody. I move how I need to move. I move how I want to move. I study myself. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I do. I move how I want to move. I move how I need to move. I move how I must move. I'm not in competition with anybody else, man. There is no competition. I have no competition. And that's not even being like cocky or confident. I'm literally stating that I'm not concerned with how anybody else is doing anything. I'm not concerned with it. Not concerned with it. I'm not looking at somebody like, oh man, they where I need to be. So I need to get up, I need to step my game up so I can get up to their level. Nah, I'm right where I need to be. I'm right where I need to be. It's somebody looking at me like I need to be where he at, not knowing that where I'm at may not be so pretty. So a lot of times that's what we do, man. We look at somebody else's life and we think they got it all figured out, when in reality, when the camera's off, they don't have anything figured out. So I'm not aiming to be like anybody. I'm not aiming to get where anybody is at, because once you get there, you will find out that you're not really fulfilled and satisfied. Rex the Olympian, appreciate your donation there. Terenzo, we definitely the images. Definitely. Magic rims. That's exactly what I was just talking about. Yep. Exactly what I had just mentioned before I read the comment. Rude boy, what's going on with you, my brother? And Joey the Serpent. I mean, listen, failure is definitely success. And a lot of people are afraid to use that word. A lot of people are afraid to use the words failure, mistake. Man, listen, I ain't afraid to use those words, and L, losses. Like people, like I said, are afraid to use those words. I see the positivity in those words. I see the positive side of those words, man. So I'm not afraid to say I failed. I'm not afraid to say I took an L, because to me, those things are not negative. Losses, again, as we just talked about, is crazy how we can focus on detoxing and elimination when it comes to like the body. So then on that level, we understand that losses are necessary. Like you need to lose, you need to eliminate. So that's important. I need to take that L. I need to take that loss. I need to fail. That's gonna make the win that much greater. That's gonna make the success that much greater. You know? So when I'm striving to do something and I fail a few times, meaning I don't complete it at the rate in which I wanted to complete it in, or whatever the case may be, depending on what it is. When I fail, that's only gonna make it that much greater when I complete it. Now, what happens when people fail that first time? They don't try again. No, when you fail, you're supposed to step back, revise your approach, then tackle it again. You don't give up. That's the problem. A lot of people give up when they fail one time. They fail one time, then they give up. That's because you're not stepping back, analyzing where you went wrong. Step back, analyze where you went wrong, man. I didn't play sports, so I know how that go, man. We studying film. This is what we did wrong. This is what you did wrong. This is why we took that L. We start studying our mistakes, and you're supposed to improve upon those mistakes. So that's sports 101, man. Going back, looking at the game tape. Man, if I would have ran through this hole, I probably could have scored, but instead I bounced it out, and dude caught me. So that's a mistake. So next time I get that ball and I see that same hole, I go through it. I'm learning from the mistake. Now, if I do the same thing that I saw on that film tape the next week, then again, I'm not learning. I'm not growing. I'm not evolving. So, man, we got to study our game tape. We got to study our life. We got to study our lives, man. We got to look at the past as the game tape, as the film, as the game tape, and start studying it. See where you went wrong. See where you took some L's. See where you made some mistakes. Revise the approach. Don't make those same mistakes. So that's it. That's important. Study the film. The film is what you did in the past. Study that film. Study that film. Not only are you helping you, but you helping the future generation that's coming after you. You helping them as well, because you studied your film, you studied your past, and you took note of the mistakes and L's that you took, and you say, okay, this is how we prevent that going forward. And you helping yourself out, and you helping the future generation. And that's how it's supposed to go. But what's happening is nobody is learning from anything. And that's why the cycle is repeating itself, because we're not learning from the mistakes. We're not learning from the failures. We're not learning from these things, man. So that's why the cycle is repeating itself. That's why the children are doing the same exact thing that we did 20, 30, 40 plus years ago. That's why that's happening. That's why that's happening, because nobody is learning. Nobody. And on top of that, the adults, they may look back on the past and say they did some things they weren't supposed to do, but this is the thing. The adults are not changing their actions. So again, you looking back on the past and saying, man, I took this L here, I made this mistake there, but then your actions are not a reflection of that. Your actions don't reflect somebody that looked back on it and said, man, I was tripping back in the day. So now I'm gonna change my whole approach up. Nah, man, we just say we took some L's, we made some mistakes, and we go back doing the same exact thing that caused the mistakes and errors in the first place. So we got to change our ways and actions. So when you go back into that past and you realize the mistakes, man, you got to change according to that. You have got to evolve. Rest the Olympian. National Academy of Sports Medicine, NASM, equal never ask Sally's mom. Learning by abbreviation is a great method. Most definitely. That NASM test wasn't no joke. Passed it on the first try, and the lady was surprised. Crazy. Old white lady was like, oh my goodness. A lot of people don't pass this test on the first try. Basically, what she was saying was she was surprised an original brother such as myself was able to pass this on the first try when the white folks not able to do it. That's why she was really shocked. But I know and understand my power, so I was never concerned about passing that exam at all. To Renzo, appreciate that donation. You say he or she afraid to use words as yet to master oneself, which is the word. Exactly. That's how I look at it. That's how I look at it. I ain't afraid to use not one word at all. I'm going back studying y'all comments, man. I'm trying to answer everybody in the comments, man. Y'all building in the comments. All joy the serpent. Yes, sir. Again, let everything flow. Let everything flow, man, according to your vibe, according to your energy. But the thing of it is, if your energy is off, then everything is gonna reflect that's flowing from you. So you got to make sure that energy is not off, man. You got to make sure you centered in that peace and you positive and you productive, you powerful, whatever words you want to use. So you got to make sure you straight. You got to make sure you good. You got to make sure you centered. Homeostasis is what they call it, man. The body strives for balance. The body gonna balance itself by any means. The body gonna balance itself by any means, man. So you just got to make sure mentally you there. Got to make sure mentally you in a good space, man. And everything is going to unravel according to that energy. But you got to make sure you're in a good space mentally, man. That's important. Rude boy got the question. He said, "What's the difference of doing something for love opposed to money?" The way I look at it, when I'm doing this the way they break it down. When you start kind of studying entrepreneurship, they let you know that doing something that you love or that you are passionate about is something that you would do for free without being charged. And that's when they tell you to try to when they tell you to try to determine or figure out what it is that you are passionate about in regards to picking an entrepreneurial endeavor. They say, what is it that you would do for free? What is it that you do free of charge? When it comes to making money, I feel like that's something that you feel like you must do, to get the check. So love revolves around just being passionate about something, man, doing something for free. Like you're not looking for that financial reward or financial incentive in regards to getting it done. That's when you're doing things out of love. Matter of fact, when you do something out of love, you're not looking for anything, but you're not expecting anything in return from it. You doing it out the kindness of your heart. When you're doing something for money, like that's what you expect from it. I'm giving you my time, therefore I expect a check. When you're doing something from love, you're not expecting anything in return. You just doing this because you love to do it. That's it. That's the only reason that you're doing it. That's the only reason that you're doing it, man. I'm doing it because I love to do it. Now, when you focus on doing what you love and doing something that you're passionate about, that's not saying that you will not get rewarded financially. But when you focus on the passion, when you focus on the love, again, like they say, the money will come to you. You don't have to force it. The money will come to you just by providing that service or creating that product out of that love, out of that passion. Money will come to you. It will flow to you naturally just based off of the love. But again, when you do things for money, like that's exactly what you expect in return, money. So I'm giving you my time. I'm giving you this. I expect money in return. And I'm not saying either one of those are good or bad. That's just the difference. When you're doing things for money, you expecting that money in return in exchange for your work, your service, your product, whatever the case may be, your words, whatever it is that you offer. When you're doing something out of love, like they say, man, you would do that for free. You would do that free of charge and you wouldn't complain about it because you just love to do it. Yeah, Joey the Serpent. And that's something that I'm learning, man. When you do things, when you truly listen, that's the key to life for me. Doing things that you love, doing things that you're passionate about, man. In my eyes, I got this one life to live. I'm not about to spend it doing things that I feel other people want me to do or enriching the lives of other people. I got to do things that satisfy me. I got to do things that fulfill my purpose, my mission that I have defined for myself, that I have created for myself. I must do things that fulfills that. I'm not fulfilling anybody else's purpose and mission. Not doing that. I'm writing my own book of life. I'm not a character in somebody else's book of life. Like, I had to stop being that. Like, at the end of the day, I had to stop being a character in somebody else's book of life, and I had to start being the author of my own book of life. Again, writing the history in advance. Rude boy, exactly. Gotta learn to let it go. Gotta learn to let it go, man. Gotta learn to do that. Yeah, Magic Realms, we done already broke down the pseudoscience, conspiracy theorists, and et cetera. So we done broke that down. Even in this book, the 80-10-10 diet, that's what he talks about. He talks about that, man. He talks about how people come at, certain communities, like veganism, raw foodism, and things of that nature, and start to label them as pseudo and things like that. Stuff is crazy out here, man. Stuff is just crazy. And he was talking about some of the information that's out here in regards to like fruits. Like, he real big on fruits. Like I said, he talks about being a fruitarian. And he was just talking about people talking about things like diabetes and cancer and how eating fruits can increase your risk for those, or if you already got it, it can decrease your chances of reversing it. And he was like, really, none of that is backed by any type of science. So it's like, at the end of the day, some of the actual science that we follow out here is actually the real pseudoscience. But that's another topic. Oh, D Monty, no doubt. I started to find its truth even with what people who speak negatively or what I just flat out disagree. A funny thing how the world works. Oh, no doubt. No doubt. You can find a jewel in anything. You can find a jewel in anything and anyone. All you got to do is pay attention. All you got to do is pay attention. That's it. Thunder Scorpion, no doubt. Can't be afraid. Creating an uncomfortable situation. That's when you grow. Got to get out of your comfort zone. Got to get out of that comfort zone. That's how you evolve. That's how you grow. Got to get out that comfort zone. You're pushing it 4T, man. I appreciate the comment. Gonna read that out before you put it on the screen. Brother, I must say that you are greatly appreciated for the time that you invest sharing word and knowledge. Your words are powerful and provide confirmation of clarity to share thoughts and views. Man, like I said, I'm just speaking what's on my mind, man. What people don't understand is just mentally, I be going through a lot of things, man. So I'm always just studying the mind. I'm always striving for my peace to be balanced, man, because I deal with a lot of situations just mentally. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people may know that. So a lot of times, man, I'm doing the knowledge to just how to better oneself. So when I come across information that I view as helpful, I just try to spit that information back out to y'all, man. Especially if I feel like it's something that's helping me, I got to make sure I get on here, man, and just let y'all know a little something. And I'm one of the ones, man, I need that positivity on a daily basis. So that's why I stream so consistently, because I know how important it is, man, to get that positive reinforcement on a daily basis. I know how important it is. It's important to me. So I feel like if it's important to me, it'll be important to somebody else. So I try to get on here as frequently as possible to just speak some positivity, man. Speak some power. Because I know it's important, man. Repetition. Fungate the Observer, you say, I'm grateful for this. I have a goal which I had to investigate why I didn't feel worthy of achieving and remove that belief. Led me to worry about how to get the win when I didn't see a way. You're gonna get the win when necessary. You're gonna get the win when it's time. Fungate, you're gonna get the win when it's time. Matter of fact, you already winning. You already winning, matter of fact. Oh, Thunder Scorpion. And people do that all the time just for validation. Just for validation. Y'all know the so-called popular kids, man. I don't really care who knows me. I don't care who don't know me. I don't even care about all that. Swag yourself. You already know. A lot of those people you hang with are just there to potentially steal your energy. So what they are, man. Energy vampires. That's what they are. That's what they do. It's what they do. So that's why I don't hang around a lot of them. Magic Realms. Everybody's journey is different. Dead Prez got that song. No way is the way. Like, my way might not be your way. And that's how it is, vice versa. Your way may not be my way. So we just got to know and we got to understand that. Got to know and we got to understand that. Rude boy, no doubt, man. We put that on the screen. Lusting for results is bad. Learn to love the process. It's not about the destination. It's all about the ride, that journey, they say. It's all about that journey. It's all about that journey. That's what it's all about. At the end of the day, man, you just got to embrace that journey, embrace that process. That's what you must do. Lindell, I ain't even why. I gotta get around to watching that joint, man. I gotta get around to watching that. Oh, D Monty, man. Hey, I'm with you on that. Mean stiff arms. Mean stiff arms. Mean stiff arms. Oh, Thunder Scorpion, man. Listen, don't even get me started on back in the day when we were studying the film, man. Don't even get me started. Roddy Mo, my brother, what's going on? Magic Rims, no doubt, history constantly repeating itself. And at some point, we got to stop that. Like at some point, we just got to stop. We got to stop it from repeating itself, man, especially the negative aspects of it, man. At some point, man, we just got to create a whole new world, new history, new stories. It's the same old stories. Like, I don't know about y'all, but I'm getting tired of the same old stories, man. So at some point, we got to kill this cycle, man. We got to create new stories. Like, that's where we at in life right now, man. It's time for us to create new stories. We done repeated history enough, man. It's all good. It's all good and whatnot, man. But I'm tired of repeating the same old song and dance, man. It's time for us to create some new stories, man. And that power is within us. Savon, my brother, peace. What's going on? Oh, D Monty, it's all money. It's all money out here and holding us back. It's all money and keeping us in that inferior state. It's all money in that. It's all money in that. Oh, man, it's a profitable industry right there and holding us back. Very profitable industry. Yeah, Magic Realms, we don't attach ourselves. Attachment to anything, man, it's just negative, stressful, toxic. You don't want to attach yourself to anything. Detachment is the way. Detachment is not negative, man. It's healthy. So you just got to learn, you got to embrace that concept. Detachment. Swag. Definitely find your passion. It's the best thing that's the best thing you can do for your life. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise, man. You got plenty of European business, man, that tell you don't make your passion, keep your passion as a hobby and things of that nature. I ain't listening to that, man. You make a job out of that passion. You make a job out of that love, man. You earn a living loving what you do. Because again, like they say, like the other ones say, you will never work a day in your life when you love what you do. But you got to figure out what you love. You got to figure out what you're passionate about. Then focus on that. Yeah, D Monty, man, listen, the natural sugars in fruits, man, don't really cause too much of anything. What tends to happen is a lot of people eat fruit improperly. What do I mean by that, man? We combine too much with fruits and things of that nature, man. So rarely do we just consume fruits by themselves throughout the day. So a lot of times we eat too many fatty foods, we eat too many acidic foods. And what happens with that, the acidic foods and the fatty foods, they take a long time to run their course through the body. They can take up to 24 hours. So what happens is if we eating acidic food on top of acidic food, it's rotten inside the body. So when we consume the fruits, instead of the fruits being able to run its course, because the fruit don't take any time to run its course. But if we consuming all these toxic foods, then the fruits that we consume are just gonna collide with the toxic foods that are rotten inside of us. And that's gonna create an adverse reaction. And a lot of time when that happens, people blame the fruits, but it's not the fruits that are to blame. It's the fatty foods. It's the toxic, acidic foods that you are consuming that's taking forever to run their course. And you keep consuming toxic food on top of toxic food. That's what's creating that adverse reaction when you consume the fruit. So a lot of times people incorrectly blame the fruit for the problem, for the bad feeling, for the headache. Nah, man, you was eating fatty food after fatty food. Then you decide to eat a fruit to try to solve a problem. And then the fruit collided with the fermenting and rotting food. And that caused an even bigger problem. But it wasn't the fruit. It's the fatty foods, man. You need to eat fruit in a clean environment. Your inner environment needs to be clean for the fruit to be able to run its course. So a lot of times that's really what's causing the problem, man. So a lot of people just incorrectly blame fruits for a lot of things that are not the problem, especially when it comes to blood sugar. That's the first thing we want to run to when it comes to blood sugar and diabetes is fruits. And even like I got in this book, but Proteinaholic talks about it. Meat increases that blood sugar more than fruit. And I posted this on Instagram for the people that's following me on Instagram, but I'm gonna just go right to the quote. I'm gonna go right to the quote and I'm gonna just read it real quick, man. This ain't a health video, but we just gonna build on it real quick. It say a quarter pound of beef raises insulin levels in diabetics as much as a quarter pound of straight sugar. Listen to what I said, a quarter pound of beef raises insulin levels in diabetics as much as a quarter pound of straight sugar. That's beef. See, they don't tell you that. Cheese and beef elevate insulin levels higher than dreaded high carbohydrate foods like pasta. So they tell you to stay away from the pasta, but cheese and beef elevate insulin levels more than the pasta. Crazy. A single burger's worth of beef or 3 slices of cheddar boosts insulin levels more than almost 2 cups of cooked pasta. Single burger's worth of beef. So think of all the burgers that people be eating. Or 3 slices of cheddar. 3 slices. Man, we tear cheese up in America, man. So just think about it. Just think about it. In fact, the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition article referred to above reports that meat, compared to the amount of blood sugar it releases, seems to cause the most insulin secretion of any food tested. That's meat. Ain't got nothing to do with fruit, got nothing to do with sugar. It's meat. So a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't know that, man. So they done made carbs the enemy, they made fruits the enemy, when really the real enemy is the meat. But again, this ain't that type of video. We gonna talk about that later videos. Y'all know how I go. Iroko Reasoning, peace. What's going on from Jamaica? JB, James Brown, what's going on? Terenzo, no doubt, man. Appreciate that donation. Yeah, create your own book of life. Gotta do it. Gotta stop being a character in somebody else's book. Create your own book. Be the author of your own book of life. Oh yeah, Louisiana. Oh yeah, I don't care anything about the status, man. That's why I be having to correct people when they talk about my YouTube channel, man. I don't really care about the YouTube channel having X amount of subscribers and whatnot. Oh, your page should be bigger than my page exactly where it needs to be. The people that need to hear the message, they are hearing the message. That's all I'm concerned about, man. That's all I'm concerned about. Because like I told people, man, I could be doing a lot of things for shock value. I got a lot of controversial opinions and viewpoints. You know what I mean? So I could be saying a lot of things just on purpose to rile up everybody to get myself out here like that. I got a degree in marketing. So y'all best believe I know how to do that. But I'm doing what I love. I'm talking about things that I'm passionate about, things that I love, man. I'm doing it for the love. I'm not doing it for subscribers and things of that nature for notoriety. Again, I'm doing things just out the kindness of my heart, man. I'm getting the message out here out the kindness of my heart. I'm not out here just trying to spark up controversy because I need to get my views up and my subscribers up. No. So slow and steady wins the race. And that's what I'm focused on, even in regards to just doing this. Thunder Scorpion said when it comes to 5%ers, can it get hostile if one doesn't know the knowledge? Yeah, most definitely, Thunder Scorpion, especially when you're dealing with the elders. You can get what's called a universal beat down. Back in the day, they literally used to beat you down. But yeah, they'll put you on the hot seat. They'll put you on the hot seat. And that's one thing I love about the culture. A lot of people look at that as a negative. But I mean, it's forcing you to sharpen that steel, man. Sharpen that mind. You supposed to have some lessons on cap, man. So when they ask you what's today's math and what's the lesson for the day, man, you better be able to memorize that joint, or else you faking the phone. So that forces you to stay sharp and stay on your square, man. Focus on building that mind. So just think if more Christians and Christians was like that, man, and had to memorize the Bible to the point where if they came around other Christians, they ask you, well, what's Psalms 1:7, and you supposed to have it on cap. Just think of how many real Christians we would have if that were the case. So that's one thing I love about the culture, man. The fact that if you don't know that knowledge, man, they gonna get on you because you supposed to know it, man. You supposed to have this stuff on cap. So that's one thing I respect about it. All magic rims, no, yeah, most definitely. Never concerned with being popular. I always stay true to myself for the most part. Yeah, Nero, we still form that negative energy. We still form it, or we truck it, run through it, juke it, whatever. Well, however you gotta finesse it. That's how we gonna do it. Yeah, the AD Monty. Yeah, Master P dropped jewels when he pretty much said we were exploited by Clubhouse. I think the days of the social media model are coming to an end. Yeah, man, Master P been man, people need to study Master P. Master P been making some power moves, man, recently. Master P been making some big power moves recently, man. So that, hey, man, we need to show gratitude, man, for Master P while we still got him here, man. Master P doing some things that we need to be looking up to and studying. Dominique, my brother, man, you either working or you driving. You doing one or the other. All right, Rocco reasoning. No doubt, whatever I choose to give my love energy to must be something I'm willing to do whatever for. Hence, I choose carefully who and what to give love to, as you should. As you should. That's sacred energy. You don't want to be giving your love to everybody. And I tell people that all the time. I don't love everybody. I don't claim to love everybody. That love energy is sacred. I don't have a lot of that to give out. So I'm not out here. I'm not one of the ones that say I love everybody. I love all my neighbors. I'm not saying that. If I don't know you, I'm not saying that I love you. I just don't know you. You know what I mean? So I'm not out here saying I love everybody. That's just not how I operate. It's not how I operate. It's not how I operate. Rude boy, no doubt. And we just got to shift that mindset. We got to have that abundant mindset. So we got to deal with abundance because we possess the same thing that they possess, if not greater. We just got to realize that, man, and activate it. D Monty, yeah, that's exactly what the fruit does. When the fruit comes in contact with the fatty foods and the protein-rich foods that are fermented in the system, it causes the fruit to do the same thing. So that's what leads to the problem. Acid reflux, you know what I mean? Like little stuff like that, gas and all of that we think the fruit is actually causing. That's not the fruit causing that. It's the other foods that you have consumed that takes time to run its course through the body. And you're not giving it the proper time because you continue to consume those type of foods throughout the day. Then you want to eat fruit, which the fruit lands on top of all of that and the fruit rots. So that's exactly what the problem is. So it's nothing wrong with consuming fruit at all. Nothing. Nothing is wrong with consuming fruit. And I don't even care if you diabetic. I don't even care. Like, still nothing wrong with eating fruit. In this book, he talk about people having type 2 diabetes, and he put them on one of basically like a fruitarian, like a raw food fruitarian based regimen, and how a lot of them, man, they reverse their condition and improve their condition. Yeah, Thunder Scorpion, that double that take me back to the days, man. Back in the days when McDonald's had a grip on me, McDeath as we call it, Crack Donald's, Murder King, Bonafide, Peace. What's going on? Say listening while we doing stuff, man. That's how you gotta do it. That's how you gotta do it. Let the message resonate subconsciously. Demonty, if you impersonating the Fed, they gonna do the same, no difference, no doubt, no doubt. Oh, Tavon, man, no doubt. Man, when you speaking the real truth out here, man, they gonna be coming for your neck. They gonna be coming for your neck when you speaking the real truth. But nowadays, when you speaking the real truth, it's just hard to find it now. They try to censor it. They try to suppress it. They treating the real truth like medication. You know what I'm saying? They trying to suppress it. So that's all that they do to the truth out here. That's how they dealing with the truth, man. They suppressing it. Oh, yeah, Savon, most definitely, man. Most definitely. Most definitely. Gotta analyze everybody. Never let your guard down. Analyze everybody. Do the knowledge to everybody. It's important. It's very important. But yeah, when you speaking certain truths, man, they gonna come for your neck out here. They gonna come for your neck. They gonna come for your neck, but we ain't worried about it. We ain't worried about it. We just gonna keep doing what we need to do. We just gonna keep doing what's necessary. We gonna keep standing on that truth. We ain't gonna let them intimidate us like that. We ain't gonna let it happen like that. Lorenzo, no doubt, can focus kinetic folklore. No doubt. If people don't understand kinetic, that's motion. That's taking that potential, putting it into motion. So that's what kinetic is, man. We deal with that kinetic energy, putting things into motion. That's that wisdom. Getting that potential energy, that's that knowledge. So it's good to have that potential, but it's useless, man, if you're not putting it into motion. So making the potential potential turn into kinetic energy. It's crucial. It's essential. Terrion, my IG, you could look me up by name, Eric Bell, and then Almighty Vegan should pop up. Almighty Vegan. Magic Rims, their intuition, no doubt. People neglect it, don't listen to it, man. That gut, man, the second brain. That's what they refer to the gut as, the second brain. We ignore that second brain. A lot of people go against, they tell you never go against that first thought. When you was in school, how many times did you get an answer wrong because you went against that first initial thought? When you knew in your mind that it was A, but you started reading the possibilities and you was like, man, dang, C look like it can be right. And you chose C, you went with C instead of going with that initial feeling of A, and A was the right answer. That's that gut feeling, man. They tell you never go against that gut. Never go against it. When you get that gut feeling, never go against it. Pay attention to it, listen to it, and operate according to it. Nero, man, they bearing witness to the strength, man. They bearing witness to the positive energy, man. A lot of people wasn't surrounded with positive energy. A lot of people not surrounded with powerful energy, man. So when they see that in another person, they may see that strength that they wish they had, the strength that they may have lacked or still lack. So they seeing that strength in you, something they wish they had, and that's probably why they referring to you as a strong one. So that's what it is at the end of the day. Terenzo, no doubt, man. Appreciate that support on the hoodie. Like I said, man, I'm doing some work to the website, doing some work to my website. So I'm gonna have that website. I'm gonna start posting my website on here a lot more often in the description. But I still got some work to do on it, man. But like I said, we gotta have our own platform. So I definitely got my own website. I'm gonna start posting it a lot more. Got hoodies, got my immune powders on there. I have my books and everything on there, man. Do some videos, have it on there. So I ain't about to just let them control me on their platforms. I'm gonna start really building on my website a lot more too. D Monty, man, Matt, yeah, listen, man, Master P is somebody who I've studied way more than any of the other people that you may mention or put up on his level. Like when you talk about Jay-Z and like P. Diddy and all that, man, I be studying Master P, and I've always rocked with him more than any of them as far as like business go. That's just been my dude for a minute. And E40 is another one too. E40 is another person, and Chameleon there. Some other people under the radar, like some rappers, some entertainers and whatnot, man, that be making some decent moves. Chameleon there is really under the radar as far as some of the moves. He was way ahead of his time. And I studied some things that he been doing. And he did. Andronicus, man, I'm just getting started. Bonafide, yes. The email list, definitely invest in that. I got to get mine back. I let my I had ended my subscription, but that definitely was beneficial. Yeah, the email list is definitely crucial. Collecting everybody's email is definitely important. When I get my system, my email list system back, I'm gonna definitely get all y'all email. Yeah, Bonafide, I use MailChimp. MailChimp was working beautifully for me. I just ended my subscription. But I use MailChimp. MailChimp was beautiful. Oh, yeah, y'all already know. Yeah, Chameleon is a genius. Dude gets no credit out here. On a massive scale, man. Chameleon made some powerful moves, man. Way ahead of his time, especially like with the internet and all that back in the day. Way ahead of his time, man. AK Gorilla, man, appreciate it. Santriez, yeah, Moselle, he made some genius moves, no doubt. D Monty, man, you and me both. You and me both. I'm following blueprints that was already laid out. That's all I'm doing. I'm following blueprints that was already laid out. That's it. That's it. So I'm just encouraging people, man, to follow the passion, follow what you love, man, and everything gonna flow and emanate from that. That's all I'm encouraging people to do, man. It's a lot of people out here telling you not to do that. The way I look at it, man, why would you want to give all these corporations your time and energy to where they stress you out and got you out here just unhealthy, just angry all the time, man? Just do what you love, man. Do what you love, focus on the process, man. Everything is going to unravel according to that. No sense of letting these corporations really stress you out, man, because that's all that they're gonna do, man. That's all they're gonna do at the end of the day, especially when you have no interest in what it is that you're doing on the job. It's different if you're doing something that you actually care to do on the job. But if you're not doing anything that you care to do, man, remove yourself. Remove yourself. Oh, D Monty, yeah, I just saw something with Soldier Boy in regards to cryptocurrency. I forgot exactly what it was, but yeah, Soldier Boy, you making some moves. Can't stand his music. You never could, but yeah, he be making some moves. He be making some moves. Yeah, Magic Realms, definitely. Follow that passion, man. Success gonna come from that. I mean, how can you? I mean, listen, man. If you passionate about something, man, you're not gonna want to see it fail. Yeah, Terenzo, I'm there with you on that. There with you on that one. That's a good way to put it. That's a good way to put that. But sometimes I give credit where credit is due. Just like I'm nowhere near a Jay-Z fan, but I give him credit for some of his moves. I don't care for him though, but I give him credit for some of his moves though. But you're not about to see me, not about to catch me bumping no Jay-Z, not about to catch me really talking about him like that. Really don't care for him like that. But I give him credit for some of his moves from a business perspective because I'm able to do that. But y'all know how that go though, man. Like, cause I'm not finna be filled with hatred like that. If I just dislike your music and some other little things about you, I'm still able to give you credit when you making decent moves, man. I'm not that foul, not that filled with hatred, man. It's people out here that did some wicked things, but when it comes to just certain aspects of their life, I'm able to sit back and look at it objectively and say, man, that was a decent move that you made. That was a decent move that he made. And that's evolution, that's growth, being able to do that. But y'all, man, with that being said, man, I gotta end this broadcast a little short, unfortunately, because I gotta head on up to this gym, man, get it ready, get these classes cracking, man, and then get back and chill out, man. So again, this was a very positive stream, as always, man. As always, peace interacting with you all. Appreciate the donations, man, the questions, comments, everything. It's always love, man. Y'all enjoy the rest of this Tuesday. I'm gonna tap back in with y'all tomorrow, no doubt, most definitely. So y'all stay healthy out here, man. Y'all do y'all affirmations, get some journaling in, drink y'all some water, eat y'all some healthy food. Y'all stay peaceful. I'm out, y'all. Appreciate y'all, man. Peace.